All right, thank you for joining us again on The Touch with Michael. And my guest here today, I think you see someone beautiful here beside me. Yeah, Mrs. Oni Ellen. Thank you for joining me on today's show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the invite.
I love your dress.
Thank you.
Yo, this is The Touch with me, Michael, and my guest. And this is how we do it every time. You see me, you see my beautiful, my cute guest again. Today, Mrs. Oni Ellen, we are discussing something very important.
Okay.
You know, family matters a lot.
Yes.
When we are talking about our society, start from family. Talking about the state, start from family.
Definitely.
The church,
Yes.
start from family.
That's right.
So everything we want to do in life starts from what? Family. Because it came from a particular place.
Yes.
So when we are seeing someone today, be like, no matter how they want to treat that place, they'll be like, you are from one family.
Definitely.
You are from one family. Maybe you do good, maybe you
bad.
do all the bad.
That's
you,
right.
you came from one family.
Yes.
And I believe you are ready to answer all questions today.
God helping us, I'll try.
I believe by the special grace of God, we are going to do justification to the question.
Thank you. God helping
Yeah.
us.
And a quick one, I want you to like, comment, and share. That's very, very important. As you are joining, just like, comment, and share. Then let's go straight to the question for the day. Yeah, someone sent a question to me.
Okay.
She said, how do we balance a high-tense man who loves sex more than his wife, and the wife enjoy it nothing less than 10 to 5 minutes, and the man can go for 1 hour?
Oh, an hour.
An
That's
hour
serious.
straight.
An hour strength.
As in,
At
when-
a stretch,
at a
at
stretch.
once.
I don't know.
He must be a donkey. I want us to establish one fact that
Okay.
sex in marriage is
Okay.
for pleasure,
Okay.
and it has to be like dual, like both sides
to balance,
must
we have to
enjoy
balance
it.
it, okay.
Yes. So for a man going for 1 hour, I wouldn't say, but let me start like this: that the therapist, they actually they made us to understand that a normal sex, adequate sex, should be between 3 to 7 minutes. That's adequate. 3 to 7 minutes. It's adequate.
So how come 1 hour?
Then I'm still coming. Then there are some men that could last longer. Then we said 7 to 10 minutes. Then that is
Okay.
still desirable. Okay. But there are some men that are quickly, very fast. 1 to 2 minutes, they are done. That is too short. And then, according to therapists, 10 to 20 minutes is already too
It's
long.
too long.
Yes, it's too long. But for that kind of a man, I think I would advise that he should adjust based on his wife. Because it's whatever the wife, because it has the enjoyment has to be mutual. So it doesn't have to be him that could go on a ride for 1 hour.
Does that mean the man is using something extra?
It depends. It could use. There are some men that are naturally endowed.
Natural endowed.
Yes.
Wow.
So he should look for somebody of his match.
Okay.
But if the situation is that his wife is not his match, then this calls for adjustment from both sides, the wife, the man.
Okay. To my own understanding,
Yes.
before the marriage, all these things should have been ironed out.
There is no way you can test that. You know, if you are really a Christian, you can't test your man before marrying him. So
Okay.
you might not be able to say this is how far he could go. So
Because
that is,
scientifically, I believe they say, okay, you have to know your ability before.
no, you can't know that one except you are really in action. Yes, until you are in it. So you cannot say this is how long I could. This is
The
how
man has
long-
to balance it.
Yes, the woman
Come
too.
down to the
Yes,
level
the
of his
woman
wife.
we still have to balance too, because remember this is the interest of both of them.
Yes.
So the woman too, we have to come to the understanding that I have a man here who could go very long as so she will have to go up a bit.
Okay, like they should. I think to me like this now, we should have to cut it maybe 30.
The man will have to come down. The man will come down from his height of 1 hour.
to
Yeah, and
Wow.
if the woman is 10 minutes, we have to jack up a little bit by 10 minutes, and then they strike a balance somewhere. So there will be sacrifice from both sides.
Wow.
You cut down, I go up. Then you have a balance. That is how it should
So
be.
that solve the problem.
Yes, and they should please note that it is for pleasure. So by the time the woman begins to endure, it becomes a torture. Yeah, so that is why they needed to strike a balance. The two of them has to be balanced.
Donkey man. That's solved the question number one. So let's go straight to question number two. I love this question.
Okay.
My husband is not a Christian, and wow, my husband is not a Christian, and I'm a devout Christian.
Okay.
And I occupy a position in church. My husband can go out anytime, I come back anytime, at any time. But at that time, I might have finished preparing for church, just for me to move. Then he comes.
Okay.
That is on Sunday.
Okay.
And immediately he comes around. He said, "Go and prepare my food for me." And he has been doing this for a very long time.
Wow.
And at times I may not go to church,
Wow.
just to satisfy him as the husband. And at this time, I do ask him that, okay, let's say on Saturday, the woman do ask him, okay, my husband,
what would you like
what
tomorrow?
would you like to eat tomorrow?
Okay.
We just say tomorrow will speak for himself.
Let's wait till tomorrow.
Let's wait till tomorrow. and I have plan now. I have plan to disagree with him this day as usual. I told him that I can't. He should enter kitchen because it doesn't affect him at all. So did I do something wrong?
Yes, from the perspective of the Bible, she did something very, very wrong.
Okay.
I will explain. You know, the book of First Peter, I think the first 2 verses gave us a provision for this kind of situation. In this situation, the husband is obviously unbelieving husband.
Yes.
Because a Christian husband or a believing husband,
We understand the
yes,
part.
we understand, and he would not say the wife should not go before the Lord. Come, go into the kitchen and cook for me. So the category of that man is an unbelieving husband. And then the Bible has made us to understand where I mentioned that man will have to learn based on the way his wife relates to him. It has to be true godly character, not true rebellion. So she cannot go against the man, say, no, I'm not going to cook for you. But let's come back to our senses. The man need to eat, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so most of the time, her obedience to the husband is an obedience to God.
To God.
So by the time you disregard your husband, come and go to the kitchen yourself. It's a disobedience. So what is she going to do in the presence of God? God disobeyed your head. Remember, the husband is the head.
Yes.
And then Christ is the head of the husband. But here we have a husband who does not reckon with Christ
At
as the
all.
head. Yeah. So she will have to teach that man with a lot of patience. I think we can just go through that. First Peter 3, the first 2 verses. So she will have to, her lifestyle, she will do less of talking.
Okay.
Words,
Because we have some wife that be like, no, I don't take this. I don't take
No,
this.
in situations like that, she does not need to lecture the man.
Okay.
But she will have to model Christ to the man through submission and humility. Okay, you don't want me to go to church, you eat food, what would you like? Move your dress, go into the kitchen, prepare it for him, give it to him, let him
What
eat.
if this woman has a particular responsibility to take on that Sunday?
This is one thing I want you to know, that no matter what she goes to the church to do, after that disobedience, is not acceptable to God. So what's
Wow.
the point?
Wow.
What's the point? It's a pure waste of time. And then I really want to say that if that kind of a woman should have a spiritual head, like probably the pastor of the church,
pastor of the
he should
church.
have understood what she was going through. And then she shouldn't like put herself, I have to be there at the detriment of her husband. The first person, her first contact of whom to win should be her spouse at home. That is the basic ministry, you understand? Go and win your husband at home. Sir, go and win your wife at home. Then you can come to the open and preach in the church. And the way it's supposed to be.
That's
The man,
across.
It's across. She should carry it.
It's
She should carry
See,
it.
before you marry, you have
Make your
to-
research, make your findings actually, so that you will not marry
Because
a weapon that is fashioned against you. Because there are men that are weapons,
Like weapon.
fashioned against their spouses. So
Oh my God! So it means you have to focus. You have to look very well.
Yeah.
Check in and out before you just go into any marriage.
yes, sir. And then one more thing: no matter how you check, you really cannot have 100% assurance that this is accuracy. This is what I'm going to
So
meet
it
there.
means that will be a pretend.
There will be a lot of adjustments in the marriage. So don't think everything is certain. There is no certainty.
And I'm
anywhere.
very sure before
God
they
gave
got
you- yes.
to that eyes, and they'll be like, don't worry,
Yeah.
church, you will go. Don't worry, everything. I understand this part.
When the reality comes in, then
When I
some of the
understand-
tones will change.
Wow.
Yeah. when the reality is there, face to face, so many things will
By
change.
the time we are coming there, we will understand the jerk.
Yes, we understand it. When you get there,
Because now it seems
the
like we are just doing
real
something.
man and then the real woman will evolve.
It comes up.
Yes,
Then we have to
it's the
express
reality
ourselves,
because we have
reality.
eternity to spend together. Remember, so many
And the
things.
wife cannot say, I'm not doing again,
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
doing again.
You are in it already.
Okay, let me take it this way. What is your take on spacing and divorce in marriage?
Okay, that spacing. Do you mean separation? Probably they should be on their own. Space.
Just give me space.
Yes, I need my. Okay.
Yes.
Are they still living together?
They are not living together.
That is separation.
And divorce.
Okay, they are two different things.
Okay.
Like when you are speaking about separation, it could be just temporarily. It is not permanent. That the separation is not permanent. Go on your own way and I go on my own way.
And you think they can actually, both of them can enjoy it?
There is need for separation sometimes. Like there was a particular family I personally advocated for separation, and I saw to it that they were separated for some time because it involves like abuse. In a situation whereby the husband is beating up the wife, is abusing her emotionally, is abusing her all around sexually, all sort of abuse. And then when life is now in danger,
You have to separate.
yeah, there is need for separation. Because there are some people, when you bring them together at all costs, know what God has made together, let no man separate them. There have been cases like that. The man ended up killing the wife.
Yeah,
Violence.
I've seen something like that.
Yeah,
before.
yeah. So
I heard
sometimes for the man to come to his rightful senses, there could be need for there could be need for separation. So when it comes like that, when it comes to abuse, violence, no. You don't force them on each other. They could kill each other one time. There are other times that the wife, the wife too could get no. You've been beating
the cutlass, the
and then-
husband,
yeah, yeah. So when life is on the line, for me, separation is a yes.
Okay.
But for divorce, I am not really going to advocate for that because there are provisions for divorce even in the Bible. I think Jesus was telling his disciples about divorce. He never wanted them to divorce.
Yes.
And he told the man, if you will have to divorce your wife, then give her a certificate of divorce. But he said on a particular condition, that is adultery.
Okay.
But Jesus did taught us forgiveness as well. So I believe that even if a wife should go astray and commit adultery, if the man should fall into adultery, there should be room for forgiveness.
But the way you are saying this as if it's very simple. There's a room for forgiveness.
It's not simple, but I really want us to understand that with God all things are possible. Yeah. And then Jesus did forgive us. None of us is equally qualified.
Okay, let's assume the husband caught his wife on that state.
Yeah, there are situations like that. I think I advocated for one too. You know, the man got to know about the affair of the woman. This woman actually aborted for another man. But I still didn't tell him you can. I was still in the process of teaching him forgiveness, that you can forgive. That family were still together. I still spoke with the wife yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, but the man is not completely healed. There are times he goes haywire. I said, no, calm down. You want to leave your wife and your two sons. He was not sure at a particular time. But I think now he's calming down. But nevertheless, I think we have another provision for separation like that. If you can no longer stand it and you've separated from your spouse, please stay single. Don't be married.
That one will be very, very things. Not that simple.
It's not going to be simple.
Yes, because a lot of temptation will come.
Yeah, and that is the reason why God is trying to advocate for forgiveness. Because the moment you divorce, you must have made up your mind. Now, I'm going to stay single. Because if you go and remarry, you just committed an adultery. If your wife should remarry, it's another adultery. So, if you cannot stay single, then give room for forgiveness. Then the third stage there is between an unbelieving husband. Like, okay, a believing spouse and unbelieving spouse. I think this one is in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 or thereabout. There, the Apostle Paul was saying that if an unbelieving spouse now deliberately walked out on a believing spouse, You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? Then in that condition, it was not the believing spouse. The believing spouse underlined does not have that freedom to walk
Yes.
out on an unbelieving spouse. So if it was now the unbelieving one that said, I've had enough of you, the wife is not walking away, but the unbelieving spouse is the one who now left. So in that condition, in that situation, the spouse is not bounded, no boundaries. She's completely free.
Do anything she likes.
He walked out on her. He done that. I don't want you anymore. And it's the unbelieving one. You are the believing. What do you do? So you understand the stages now. So it is not maybe Jesus just said, okay, go and divorce. I really want us to come back to the understanding that at the initial stage, God, this I hate, as in H-A-T-E, hate. Hate is a very strong emotion.
Yes.
So God hated it so much. And I really want everybody to understand that God is actually teaching us unity, the kind of unity that exists between God and Christ Jesus. That is what marriage is trying to teach us. So he's trying to teach us, like, how do we mingle? How do we relate? So there is no room.
This marriage of 18 is somehow
It's complicated.
As in, there's a lot of things.
Yeah,
it's full of
complicated.
mysteries,
Yeah.
because it's as if a journey you don't know what will happen.
Yes, it is. You can't say
predict,
everything.
okay, maybe
it's unpredictable.
The only thing you see right now, maybe before you get married, is I love you. I did this. It's my I escorted to your house.
Those ones, they are just starting. Wait until the reality comes in. Then you have open eye, open mind, and everything. We have to be more calculating. That is when you know what you are into. You know, but that is when you have to adjust to sustain. To sustain. Yeah, you keep on adjusting so that you can sustain the marriage. Okay, I can't put up with this. No, you will put up with that, because we need to adjust to sustain. All your motive to sustain. That's it.